Good morning, YouTube friends. It's Dale from Whatever the Weather May Be. I'm just on my way upstairs to my studio and I thought I'd take you along for a little tour. I've done a lot of changes up there in the last 3 or 4 days. I'll just show you my Hoya here. Hold on a minute, I don't want to fall down the stairs. It's hanging down the stairwell here. Crazy plant. I think it's quite happy though. Anyway, it's been a rainy few days, so I've been making some changes up here in my studio. I had to create a designated space to give my piano lessons in fall. And I usually hold my lessons on my old upright piano. It's a 1929 Irish piano, beautiful old piano. But I can't use that because I can't disinfect ivory keys without ruining them, and I don't want to ruin my beautiful old piano. So I decided to use this keyboard here instead. This is a Yamaha portable grand. It's a beautiful instrument, and it's very capable of giving great lessons. So this is going to be where I give my piano lessons from now on. And this piano, I will be able to clean it properly and disinfect it and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I sort of started creating a different space up here just to accommodate students. So you come up the stairs and I have a little rocking chair here that I can read. I got a problem with my, there we go. Okay, that's better. I can use it as a little corner to read, or I can knit. And then I have my area where I can teach my students. I brought this little picture up from downstairs and I'll show you why. See what it says over the door there? Piano lessons. I thought I should bring this up and put it beside the piano. So there's a spot for my students. But as well, I created a little library area. So I have all my reading books and my craft books, my pattern books, every kind of book that I pretty much own except for music books, because that would take up 2 more shelves that big. I have put them all in one spot, and I think this is going to be really nice. So I also have a little table here. Right now I'm going to use it as a stitching table. See, I'm still stitching on this baby blanket. I haven't really done too much in the last month or so because I've been outside working in the garden, but now that things are growing on their own, I'm going to be getting back to doing this little project. Oh, here's something I can show you. There's going to be a reflection from the light, but this is a paper towel piece that I did years ago. It's 3-dimensional paper piecing. This is an Anton Peck print. He was a famous Dutch painter, I believe. This is his, I think this was the camera shop or something like that, or the photography studio. And I have another one here. This is also an Anton Peck, and there's a lot of shadows because of this lamp. I think this one was called Saying Goodbye. I used to do a lot of paper towel for gifts, and also I sold a lot as well. People wanted a certain print done, and I would do the print and then sell them the picture. So here's a little work area. I mean, this can be used as a little desk. Even if my students want to work on their theory, they can do it here too as well. And I have a little children's section here. These are all children's books. There's some puzzles, there's some games, there's some coloring books. I have a few more, I think, downstairs in the doll room, but basically children's books are here. And then another little chair. So I'm quite happy with this little library. I think it turned out great, and I have a feeling that I'm going to be up here using this a lot. My beautiful old Christmas cactus that is too big for any space downstairs, so it stays up here. And then this is old Paul. This doll is well over 100 years old. So then you go through this little area, and now we are into the crafting area of the studio. So here I have my sewing machine and storage area. I have craft supplies in there, some finished products that need to be blocked and put together. This brown cabinet is my wool storage. It's full of wool, yarn wool. And then I have a nice table here in the middle. It's a dining room table, but it's a great table for doing things like blocking afghans, and because it's nice and wide and it's quite long. There's also a board that goes into it, a middle board, so it could go longer yet. And it's a good workspace. You can do a lot of different things on that table. Over here is my sewing table. And there we go. No, it didn't change. Just hold on a minute. I'm having problems with this. There we go. Sewing table and the ironing end of it. I don't use an ironing board. I just have an ironing pad at the end, and I find that's very sufficient for me. Over here is knitting projects on the go. Fingerless gloves here. This is an afghan that I'm working on, that I'm getting a kit every month. Afghan of the month kind of kit. Back there is a hoodie that I'm making for Zana, little granddaughter. And then there's more storage here. Beautiful old quilt. And lots and lots of storage. All my beads and ribbons and trims and everything that I need to do the things that I do. So this is actually a very nice work area now. Everything is in its place. I have 2 good working surfaces. That's all I need. You know, I can be cutting in and appliquing and things over here and have something else totally different going on over here. So I want to start, I have a few junk journals that I have to make in the next while, so I'll probably use this space to do the junk journals and continue on with my sewing projects here. I still haven't finished my cow. But I know now what I'm going to do with it. I was going to sell it, but I'm going to put it in my kitchen because we are remodeling our kitchen as well. So this is the craft area then. This is that part of the studio. And then over here on the end now is my office area. Move my desk down here so I have my computer and my printer. And I now have a view. I can look out the window. It's raining out there, so it's not much to see. I moved my inspiration wall down with me, and I have another video. If you look in my videos, previous videos, you'll find the video on this inspiration wall, the reason for it, and I do a little bit of a close-up on the people there. My first dollar earned from publishing my book, Stroke of Love. And then, last but not least, the studio also has a little nook with a bed in it. So it's a little tiny bedroom. This is a great space to have a little afternoon nap. There's a breeze. The breeze is right on your face, which I love. I'm hoping that little granddaughters will enjoy this space. or guests, if somebody wants to sleep up here instead of in the guest room, they're more than welcome to do that. On the wall there is a quilt patch that I did. Actually, I have a couple. I bought this book one time and it had all these different quilt patches that you could try, and my intention to make enough different ones to put together for a quilt. Well, I got that one done and I got this one done, and that's as far as I got. I got to get back to that project because it would be really fun to make a bright, colorful quilt using all these different patterns. So that is the studio. New and improved, cleaned up, ready to go again. I have not been spending a lot of time up here because I've been out in the garden working. But on rainy days, now I have a space to come and work where I can just enjoy my own space and my own activities without cluttering up anything in the basement or the main floor, without bothering anybody else. Usually when I'm up here working, I have music cranked pretty loud. So it's better that I have my own space to do things because I'm usually always have something playing in the background. So I hope you enjoyed this little tour of my new improved studio. My husband and I were talking about this space, and we both came to the conclusion that if either of us ever should have to self-isolate, this would be the perfect place to do it. Really, all that's missing is a bathroom. There's a bedroom, there's a kitchen table we could eat at, there's plenty of space to do anything, there's a computer, there's a sewing machine. For myself, I would be doing crafts, you could read. This would be a wonderful self-isolating space. And the bathroom is just down that staircase, so it wouldn't be such a stretch to turn this into a self-isolation area. But I hope that never happens, because I'm quite content just to use this as my studio. So thank you for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.